the sky starts to change, yeah, we won't be afraid. We'll never be the same again.
Won't With anime in our souls and thoughts of wrestling out of control, we are a group of weebs who love the entertainment of professional wrestling. So, allow us to be the voices inside of your head as we go through the wrestling events of the evening, give our thoughts and predictions on what's to come, and provide an experience inclusive to all you nerds out there. So grab your steel chair, yell for the table, as much as many crowds today wanted tables, and get put through an experience unlike any other. Brought to you, of course, by Anima We Studio. This is the Weebs of the Ring podcast. Welcome, everybody, to our Money in the Bank post show. A show that seems kind of divisive for some, but I think there's a relatively positive outcome to come from all this, and a lot of people seem to have really walked away with a good sense of, oh, this was a fun show. This was a good show. And, there's always going to be those haters out there, those people that just despise it and all that. But who are we exactly, especially if you're new here? Well, we could be either or on that end of the spectrum. Of course, first of all, I am your world champion, Watkins, here to guide all of us through the events of the evening and kind of help us understand or walk a certain path towards a certain goal, or maybe see different paths going down the road and all that. And maybe we go down this one here, go make left turn at Albuquerque. Make sure you don't miss those, because sometimes you end up in very bad predicaments. Just ask Bugs Bunny on that. But of course, I'm never alone in this endeavor. There are two lovely gentlemen right above me. First of all, the man on my right, he is a self-proclaimed visionary and a self-proclaimed revolutionary. He is somebody that has apparently trying to take my Money in the Bank briefcase for one, but you can't do that because you're too far away, and I have a vicious, very vicious attack dog that will lick your face to no end. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is Legend D Vash. Vash, how you doing tonight?
What's up, everyone? What's up? It's your boy, the legendary, the humanoid typhoon, the visionary. And as you saw, the vision, I spoke the truth. It wasn't a spoiler. It was a fucking fact. And guess what? It came to fruition. It came alive. And he became a two-time Money in the Bank winner. He changed the trajectory of the world wrestling of entertainment back in 2014, and now 10 years later, he's going to change it once again, as what Michael Cole said, and Vic Joseph on the commentary on the post show. So that's pretty interesting to hear. I have some pretty nice data to talk about later, so I am pretty excited for this night. I was pretty interested when Watkins spoke to us about it's a divisive show. There's some people in the audience. I haven't been on the timeline, so I haven't checked yet of what people think. So that's pretty interesting to hear, but we spoke about it a bit throughout the thread that we have on our Discord. So if anybody haven't joined our Discord, go check it. The link is down below in the description. But Drop, what do you think of the show? Because I know usually you watch it with your family.
Yeah, I had a fun time watching it with my family tonight, because usually whenever we have PLEs on, or whatever you want to call it nowadays, we usually get together and have something to eat and just enjoy whatever's on the television screen. And yeah, I thought Money in the Bank was pretty solid tonight when it came to what transpired here. And I gotta say, I did really like both Money in the Bank matches when it came to how intense they got, how certain storylines developed, which we'll obviously get into in just a little bit. And of course, we got Ron Killings back in action, which I'm really glad to see him. Just in general, it's just a delight to see him again. I also really like that new shirt. Maybe if it gets marked down in the near future, because I don't want to spend any money on WWE shop merch, because that stuff can get pretty expensive when it comes to $30 or $40 shirts, but definitely a future investment for sure. Because I really do like that new shirt he has, and he was just a highlight for me. Really glad just to see him, and yeah, this was pretty fun to get together and talk about what transpired tonight. I'm glad a certain I know we like calling Jey Uso Yeet Man. I'm glad a certain Fiend Man didn't appear tonight.
Amen to that. Amen to that. I also was gonna add that it was a great Saturday for pro wrestling because we also had Worlds Collide earlier today at 3 p.m. I was, I believe, a good 40 minutes behind most people because I just got into the show, but it was a great matches as well. The fucking every match was great. Like, honestly, can't really complain which one was bad or not. Like, every match had its pros. The main event of Vikingo versus Chad Gable was fucking stellar. Was fucking amazing. A contender for match of the year. That shit was brutal. The transitions of the grappling style match was amazing. I can't wait for us to have a quick highlight much later.
You see that pile driver in the top rope?
Oh, the pile driver was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's Worlds Collide. That we'll discuss that at another time. We got Money in the Bank tonight. We had 5 matches tonight. One of them actually was
added
because of Worlds Collide and all that. Yeah, because I guess we need to rush a 5-match card when you promoted a 4-match card. But we'll have that discussion later on tonight, I think. So let's dive right in. Let's dive headfirst into all of this. We have our main event that we're going to start off with. We've got John Cena and Logan Paul taking on Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. So this was a bit of a slow match at first, with the heel team taking forever, and I mean for flipping ever, to beat down Jey Uso. It felt like it took ages for this hot tag to finally kick in, but once it did, Cody just starts running wild, and we have a few good spots. A good little chuckle I got from Logan Paul kind of messing up the buckshot lariat. That got a chuckle from me because, hey, forget you, Logan Paul. Some cheap double team moves from the heels, obviously. They kind of have a little bit of a breakdown, miscommunication, which kind of leads to their downfall. Spears and splashes through the announce table, and we even get this awesome drone shot from Logan Paul getting
great spot.
I can't lie. The top rope, and then Uso splashed right down into the mat. Great shot because we stuck with the drone and all that, but John seems to have this tag team match won by doing what he's been doing for the past few months since being champion, taking that belt, hitting somebody with the belt, and then taking advantage of it. So he at least did hit Cody with the belt. Think he has the match won, but nah, some man just runs in with a balaclava, just all dressed in black, and it's just who is this guy? And the shirt was kind of riding up a little bit, so I saw the skin and all that. I'm like, wait, no way. Were we just there's a whole big discussion to have on whether it was a work or shoot or whatever the hell it was. Don't care, doesn't matter. Ron Killings made his return to the WWE. So not R-Truth, because a new fancy $45 shirt is now on sale at the WWE shop that you could buy right now. Same shirt that Rhea Ripley was wearing on Monday.
And that sponsor.
Not sponsored yet. But yeah, Cody capitalizes on this, picks up the win, pins the WWE champion. So you would assume that now Cody's going to have that front runner #1 contender spot for Cena's title. A lot to break down from all of this, just from the action, the in-ring storytelling, all of this stuff. But I want to hear y'all's first just overall thoughts on this match. What did you think of it? Anything that kind of came to your mind and all that? Vash, go ahead first. You're seems like you're itching, ready to talk about this.
Well, before I dive fully, and I also want to add a quick comment because there's one thing I did see on time, like I said earlier, I didn't see the kind of divisive part of the timeline, but I did see the comment of people saying that they felt an electrifying wave in the arena. They caught somebody's mom in the behind the commentaries being there. So I also want to add that little question to you guys: that did you feel a presence of The Rock coming in for tonight? Do you feel like there's something special more coming, or were you fine with R-Truth? Because I'm gonna answer my own question. I'm okay with R-Truth. I didn't need The Rock. I didn't want to continue getting questioned or blue balls or saying when is he gonna show up. Right now, I'd rather he do his own thing, deal with his own bullshit, whatever the dirt sheets with the R-Truth stuff.
Yeah.
Could it be work? Could it be shoot? At this point, it's a big more. Let's wait and see. Because let's wait for more reports to come out. Because right now we don't have
any reports.
Exactly.
Anymore.
Yeah,
I'm not doing.
I just want to hear
anymore.
them. I just want to read them, and then I could just pick and choose what to believe from there. Once we get to our next week's show on Thursday for episode 20 of Grappling Week at 8 p.m. EST. So when it comes to that, R-Truth, Ron Killings, I prefer because you could tell the difference. R-Truth is always, happy getting and everything, smiling. Ron Killings, we are gonna get some.
We're gonna get to business.
I believe he had the NWA championship back in the day. I believe in TNA.
Yeah, he won that early 2000.
Yeah. So I can't wait to see that type of character of Ron Killings, and I hope to see a big shout out to our boy Grumman. He's a big fan of Ron Killings, so I was very excited to see that. When it came to the match, not saying I wasn't fully paying attention. I was locked in, but when it came to the distraction of Logan Paul and John Cena, or that kind of small disagreement of who's the alpha male in a way, and once that happened, I was kind of tuning out. Not saying that I'm not excited to see Logan Paul. It's just that I didn't expect this type of team up, and I'm still not settling in for this type of team up. So I was like, I'm focusing, but not fully in, if that makes sense. But for the match overall, I'm okay with Cody pinning John Cena, but I wasn't hoping this was too soon. If it was, I know Cody is not going to win the belt yet. I feel like it's too soon for him. So I don't know what's going to happen next, but I can't wait for us to break it down and go more deep in the theories. But Drop, how about you? How do you feel about this?
I don't think we're getting Cody and John right away. I feel like you need I feel like you might need to revisit that whole thing with R-Truth and John Cena again, which I'm completely okay with, especially with this iteration of the character. You just got to give it as much love as you possibly can, because you got to look at it like this. You got King of the Ring coming up. You want to put all your heavy names in there. Cody's going to be one of the names you pull out of the Black Hat. He's more than likely going to participate during that King of the Ring tournament that's going to take place, starting Monday and leading up until the Saudi show towards the end of the month. So more than likely, if you were to see it again, it would probably be at SummerSlam, because that's a match you really need to sell tickets there and everything. So I'm not really focused on that as much. But like when it came to the match itself, I mean, yeah, it was a pretty slow match. There was a couple spots there in between, like obviously when it came to Logan Paul's like moonsault onto the table, or the drone shot that we had where Logan Paul got the drone, and then he had Cody Rhodes come up, and then he was able to, he deliver like a superplex on him, and then Jey Uso did like a super kick. So it's like,
no. So what happened was like he did a superplex, and then Jey did the Uso splash on him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's like you had that as another moment, and I don't know. I can't really think of anything else on the top of my head, but it's like there was a couple things in there, like in between, that you could really look back at and be like, oh yeah, I remember that spot, because it really was like came at you. But it's like the highlight of this entire thing, really. I mean, a couple things to really point out. I'll just, I'll just go through this before I move on to the next thing I'm about to say. I mean, there's obviously some tension between Logan Paul and John Cena, so I don't really see this extending any further beyond this. I mean, they just obviously don't work well with one another. Like, both of them are cocky. Both of them think they're better than one another. They were pushing each other throughout the match. You even saw that teased the previous night and everything. So it's like, this is probably a one and done thing. Could they do a match? Sure. Do I want to see it? Probably not. But it's like, I feel like that's all said and done. And when it comes to like Cody getting the win, I don't mind it, because Cody needs some momentum under his belt when it comes to his big return, because it's like we spoke about last night, and we spoke about during our predictions for Money in the Bank. Cody Rhodes just came back. You can't have him eating the pin. You can't have him looking like a fool when it comes to his big return. So it was either, you know, Logan Paul or John Cena, or it was either, like, we did predict Logan Paul might win this, but John Cena getting the pin, it doesn't really affect him because he's John Cena, and John Cena pretty much has that bulletproof vest, so it doesn't really affect him at all whatsoever. There's only particular people within the company that have that bulletproof vest. John Cena is one of them. Cody Rhodes is definitely one of them too. Roman Reigns, you know, etc., so on. So I feel like that's fine, but he needed the momentum under his belt, and sometimes, you need to take like your own medicine that you're dishing out sometimes. And John Cena had it coming towards him. You can't always pull the shame shenanigans all the time and expect to do nut shots and title to the head all the time and expect to get away with it, which is why we had our boy R-Truth make his grand return today, and I thought that was necessary. Get his lick in, you know, have a moment between him and Cena, which was really nice. Get that nice reaction from the crowd, which is going to get a lot of hits on their social media. I know they're going to gloat about it whenever we get on Monday Night Raw, and you're going to see numbers from tweets online and everything, which that's perfectly fine. And one thing I will say, because I saw some people pointing this out, I don't believe this is a heel character. I saw some people online saying that this is like a heel character. Truth, I don't believe it is. It's just
What, for Ron Killings, or
I mean,
who?
it doesn't seem like a heelish thing to me.
Yeah, you're talking about Ron Killings, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, that what are people what?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like people say, like, I see him with a different name now. It's like, well, he just attacked like the biggest heel in the business, if you want to like put it that way, when it comes to John Cena's whole ruined wrestling arc. So it's like that's just him getting his medicine, and that's just John Cena just eating all the shit that he's throwing at people. I don't expect this to peel a heel Truth. I mean, you want this guy to come back so bad and turning him heel? Yeah, that's not a smart decision at all whatsoever. I mean, he's one of their top, well, not saying he wasn't already, but he's one of their top baby faces in the company right now. So it's like that guy's gonna get showered a whole bunch of kisses and hugs whenever they see him on the screen again. So it's like I didn't understand that when I saw that. It made me rub my head. It made me question a few things. I'm like, no, that's not something. I wanted to point that out because I thought that was like really awkward to say.
That literally reminds me, because I saw some people and heard some people today refer to Giulia last night as having a heel turn, a surprise heel turn.
Oh,
and I'm sitting here like, wait,
hasn't she been heel the whole time?
Yeah, hasn't she been booked heel the whole time?
Yeah, because
why are you guys saying this was a heel turn? What?
Yeah, no, because she turned like a couple months ago. She turned heel on Stephanie.
Yeah.
So that's basically how they had her whole introduction when it came to her return after that loss when she dropped the title to her to begin with.
Exactly. So. Like I was seeing that, I'm just like, what are you guys on? So the fact that people are saying that about Ron Killings, I'm like, are you guys all right? Are you guys paying attention? Like, it's one thing to have crazy batshit theories like I do sometimes, but like, it's another to be like, are you guys consuming this? Are you guys like, is your media literacy down or something?
I know, that's definitely what it feels like. But
oh my gosh, it's like One Piece fans all over again. It's literally like them sometimes. Oh my gosh. Okay, so yeah, the match being like long and plotting and all that. A lot of people weren't fans of that, it seems like, which understandably so, because it did get to a point where it's just like, all right, can we hurry up with the hot tag, please?
Yeah.
I gotta take Sydney out, and she's gotta really go to the bathroom.
Oh my god!
You guys are keeping me from doing that.
That happened also
elongating this match.
That happened to me earlier as well in one of the matches. I believe was in the Lyra and Becky. My girl asked me to get more ketchup, and then like 5 minutes past, she's like, "Hey, are you gonna get the ketchup?" Like, yeah, I'm gonna get you. I just didn't know if you want it now because the thing I'm still locked in right now. So give me a second. I'm like, the match about to end. I know. I'm like,
you didn't say now.
Exactly. I'm like, you gotta give me a second.
That's one of the matches.
Yeah, you got stand by.
Yeah, that's one of the matches that I was definitely locked in as well. So I wouldn't be able to walk away from that either.
Yeah, I was like, hold up. I could pause, but right now I don't want to pause. I like, hold up. And it was funny. Right after I said that, the match ended like 20 seconds later. They're like, okay, we've got the ketchup now.
Yeah. Which is totally different when you look at this match, because, as Drop said, he was locked in with, the Lyra Becky match.
Yeah.
This one, I actually like got on my phone a couple times and was just like, all right, Have we had the hot tag yet? No. Okay, cool. We're just gonna keep the beat down. All right, beat down, beat down. Hot tag? Nope. Okay, okay. It literally felt like an hour pass, and I'm like, is Cody gonna get in here or what? Like, and I feel like it's just kind of an old school, like almost an '80s kind of thing to like really keep that hot baby face on the outside and make your fans just like chomp at the bit to be like, can we get this now, please? Which fine, whatever, because like they're telling this story of oh, Jay has this huge title match on Monday. He can't be going into that all week, and yet, yeah, now he's in like this long beatdown of a match. He's gonna obviously be weak on Monday now. So it's like it's one of those things where it's like I get the storytelling they're doing.
Mhm.
It's just living through it kind of sucks. Much like John Cena's heel run right now, where, and I think I said that too. It might have been Backlash or something, or maybe WrestleMania too, where I was like, I get what they're doing, the story that they're trying to tell. It sucks that we're living in it, and that's kind of the point. But at the same time, it just sucks in the moment, you know. So I don't blame anybody for thinking that this was long and plotting, because it was until Cody's hot tag. Yeah, and I think the outcome, the winners, it should have been Jay and Cody. I'm glad it was. And the miscommunication you had mentioned. I was looking for that spot to end up happening. I figured Logan was going to be the one to instigate it because that's kind of what Logan Paul is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have anything else to say other than I kind of had an epiphany about John Cena's heel character, but I want to savor. I want not savor. I want to let that cook a little bit. I want that like to sit on a smoker for a bit and see where it goes with this idea that I have. But quick little I guess not spoiler, I guess. Maybe tease with it. John Cena is Itachi Uchiha, so we'll just leave it at that. While we're Sasuke. The fans are Sasuke. Yeah, see, Vash, you're thinking now.
What's
Because
funny is
what
that
was Itachi trying to do to Sasuke?
I'm here multitasking, doing a document for Weebs of the Ring, and then doing something else for Afterburn, and then I'm here listening to you lock into our show, and then this motherfucker put like a crazy ass reference in there, and I'm like, I think he's onto something. I think I see the.
I'm not crazy. I might be crazy, but there's a method to the madness up here.
I see that one. Yeah, because Itachi wasn't like for the others. Yeah, I see it. All right, I fuck with it.
We're literally living through the Uchiha family massacre right now. We're caught in this genjutsu of having to overpay for tickets.
Thing is that
we have to pay for non-season appearances.
So my question to you guys: Do you think we're going to be getting John Cena versus Logan Paul for the Night of Champions? Or do you think we're going to get R-Truth first, and then Logan Paul maybe a Saturday Night Main Event? Because I don't think their relationship is going to just stop here on this random Saturday night. I think they're still going to have some type of relationship this coming Friday as well.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really know.
Because we also don't know.
They can go in many different directions.
We don't have no announcement appearance of John Cena yet. So because if we use an appearance, that means he has to promote something involving him, which I really hate that aspect. Because like at least use your social media, motherfucker. At least like promote the match or something. Yeah. And that's one thing that pisses me off. I was like, you promote Peacemaker, you will do press shit, but you will not promote your heel run. Pisses me off a tiny bit.
I think one thing that'll help is knowing what the layout for King of the Ring is gonna look like. Like who's gonna be part of that.
See that would help out a lot more.
Yeah. Because I mean, yeah. The obvious choice would be like, oh well, whoever's on Raw can win and all that. And it's just like, well, yeah, but at the same time, with the Raw choice, you have Seth Rollins now with the Money in the Bank briefcase, which we'll get to that here in just a few minutes, folks. So that kind of adds another just like layer to all of this. So it's really hard to tell where they're gonna go. I mean, it could be here's something right here. It could be a thing where Ron Killings wins King of the Ring and faces John Cena at Night of Champions.
You mean a SummerSlam?
Or some, well, yeah, that's right. It is a SummerSlam match. Yeah,
Yeah.
so like that's the thing. It's just like it's just so up in the air right now. And even
Yeah.
though Cody did pin John tonight, it's still, how do we get there? Because John, like Drop said, John and Cody is the big money match. That's your SummerSlam main event. You know, your 2-night SummerSlam main event is right there for you folks. Yeah, just I need to see how the playing field and where all the pieces are going to be going. I think once we have the King of the Ring brackets, it'll be a better way to kind of see all that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
The match happened finally, though. We can move on.
Thank
We
God.
can move on from this.
Yeah.
Can. Oh yeah, I'm perfectly fine with moving on from this. And as I said, we had our men's Money in the Bank ladder match that happened tonight. Oh my gosh, this was kind of a barn burner. This was excellent for me. But yeah, our men's Money in the Bank ladder match had Seth Rollins taking on Andrade versus Penta versus LA Knight versus El Grande Americano versus Solo Sikoa. Everyone except for El Grande Americano starts going after Seth first, and once they take care of Seth, Solo is the next in line to get this old gangbang on underway. The match is officially off to the races. We have spot after spot after hit after hit. Each competitor getting their best moves in, climbing the ladder to grasp at that glory, that key to the BMW that is the WWE. I don't know why I thought of BMW, but we're gonna roll with it here. But some notable moments I wanted to put in here. Penta's genius of being in a ladder match. My God, that guy knows
Yo,
how
his
to.
his ring awareness in the ladder match was fucking phenomenal.
Mhm.
It was fucking brilliant. It was just watching him going through. Has anybody watched those online clips of the tag where you have to run through the obstacle and you gotta chase somebody to kind of tag them?
Probably.
It's kind of like that. Like the way fucking Penta was moving through the ladders, through the ropes was fucking phenomenal. It reminded me of how fucking Javon Evans and Ray Phoenix was earlier in the match, earlier in the day. Just Penta was just far superior. It was amazing.
Yeah. Well, like, it wasn't just that. It's just like you also had commentary beforehand bigging up and hyping up Penta in a ladder match, and it was one of those instances where commentary is hyping it up, and sometimes it's like it can be overhyped sometimes with the commentary because they kind of have to sell it to you. But Penta himself proved it tonight. Like some of that stuff he was hitting was immaculate.
Oh, yeah.
Including the Mexican Destroyer onto Andrade onto a ladder.
Yep.
Nah, dude, that was sick, man.
I had
That
a
was
feeling.
it was gross.
Yeah, I had a feeling because as soon as I saw him qualify for this, I was like, he's been doing this a lot lately. He's going to pull a stunt like that.
And the fact that we had teamwork from LA Knight and Seth Rollins to pretty much help El Grande Americano get up to the top of that ladder to get Penta off, but it doesn't work because freaking one of the biggest spots of the night, LA Knight with that back suplex off of that ladder.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, that was
Dude, I was so
perfect.
happy when he did that because I was like getting a little nervous at that moment, and I thought El Grande was actually going to take it. And as soon as I got that, I had like a sign of relief.
Yeah. Oh my God, it was. And of course, then we get our interferences from the Bronze. They end up doing their deed and all that, and then Solo and Mateo come out. Mateo gets taken out, and Solo. Oh my God, this man strapped the fucking rocket to him right now. Enough of this Jey Uso nonsense. Enough of this John Cena bullshittery. Enough of who's our IC champion right now.
Dominic,
fucking
he has a match.
Dominic Mysterio.
For 5 minutes?
Yeah, squash him. Who are the tag champions? Doesn't matter. Give them both to Jacob Fatu. This fucking man
Is loved by the audience.
Oh, not only that, this man is a beast. He's a tank. He is a unit. There's a reason that not only is he our podcast mascot, but he gets the Odin stamp of approval from me.
Oh, yeah?
God damn, this man is a freaking pop-up Samoan drop to perfection on a dude that's 300 plus pounds.
Yeah.
Yes, I saw that. That
really
pop
big
was
guy.
amazing. The way he just looked, he knows how to get fucking great facial expression. The audience was loving him. The way he did someone pop and he got up, the crowd just was roaring for him. I don't know if I want to give him every title, but just he was amazing. Like truly remarkable. I love it.
Even the NXT titles, give him those. Give him the Evolve title. Like, that's new.
I can't wait to see Giga Fatu versus Obafemi. That match will fucking feed.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
tickle my pickle like that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And then of course the freaking turn of the century. I hate
you, Solo.
Oh my gosh, perfection. And then just the ending.
You
of the
said
match.
it.
Oh
You
my
said it
God.
last night. That yo,
Mhm.
imagine if Jacob turns on him. I'm like, and I said like, nah, I don't think it's gonna happen tomorrow. I think it's gonna happen probably lead up to SummerSlam and everything. We said, oh, they might milk it. They said, nah, fuck milking this shit.
Right.
We're gonna yank this shit
No,
right
I
now
actually-
tomorrow evening, and it happened.
No, I actually,
Oh my
I
God.
actually think a lot of us predicted something like this happening tonight.
Mhm.
I do recall.
Yeah.
Especially after the all gas no brains comment.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, because
Yeah, hell yeah.
I remember we were talking about it last night. We're like, yeah, he's not gonna let that slide.
No.
Fuck no. He was like, "Word, you gonna talk shit behind my back and be like, oh gas, no brakes? Word, all right." Let's
Yeah.
watch this thing. Yeah, because once he was telling him, like, yeah, go Solo. Oh, go up Solo. And Solo was fucking exaggerating. Bro was like, I love you, brother. I love you. Come.
Yeah.
Bro was being mad
Solo.
extra.
You know-
And I'm like, oh, bro, you about to get betrayed. You
Yeah.
are playing this way too much. You're about to get fucked.
Yeah.
And he did.
But
Oh.
yeah, just like shedding a few like thoughts on the match itself. Like, I thought this match was great. Might honestly be my favorite match of the night, just based on
Yeah.
what happened here. I mean, between that, the Lyra and Becky match, and the Women's Money in the Bank, those are probably like my 3 favorite matches out of everything that transpired tonight. But this match was great just because of the different spots. Penta's Mexican Destroyer. Obviously, whatever you throw at Andrade, he always delivers. Seeing all the shenanigans play out, which just developed more stories. Like the Jacob Fatu moment was so good. He was so over with the crowd. I'm really excited to see that take off once we hit SmackDown. We dive into that story because now he's his own man. He can do his own things. He doesn't have to worry about having weak people under him anymore. He can just do whatever he needs to do because he knows whatever he does is right and he'll be able to get the job done on his own. I really like that. I will say one thing, and I did mention it to Watkins during the thread. I understand the outcome where it's like, I get it. It makes sense. We talked about it ever since Seth was involved with the whole Money in the Bank picture to begin with, because he spoke about having the power in his hands. And we thought about, yeah, it would make sense if it were to head down that direction, because that's pretty much his mission statement to get that world title. And if you do have the Money in the Bank, you can call your shot at any moment. So yes, he does have the power in his hands. And now, since he won the Money in the Bank tonight, he was able to achieve what he did. So one thing I will say, I do like how we have that continued momentum for the group, because it's needed, because it's one of our biggest staples in the company right now. So whatever happened there made sense. The other thing I will mention, and I just find it pretty funny, you had that one moment with LA Knight and Seth to close out the show, and it almost felt like you were just throwing it in the fans' faces when he ate that curb stomp before Seth went up there to pretty much deliver the final blow and grab the briefcase. I will say this, everything with Seth, it makes sense, but I did feel a little underwhelmed with it. Not saying it was bad or anything, because like I said, I'm completely okay with the outcome. It makes sense. I just feel like he could have still did what he did without doing this, but it is what it is. We'll see what happens next with the LA Knight thing, but definitely moving forward when it comes to Seth, I mean, they're gonna have to play his cards right. I'm not sure if he's gonna do it on Monday or he's gonna wait a little bit further, because you got to remember he's the architect, he's the visionary. Maybe he looks at things differently, because could he do it on Monday? Sure, but I don't know. That's the only thing, like, I'm a little 50-50 on with the cash in on Monday, because we did speak about that possibly being an option whenever somebody won the men's Money in the Bank, since there is a world title match that more than likely is going to main event that show. We were thinking that might be a possibility, which it could. Maybe that's your way of protecting Gunther, so he doesn't need a pin, because I know what me and you, Watkins, especially agreed that we don't really want to see Gunther eating like another pin after what happened at WrestleMania. So that could definitely be a way to save it or something. But yeah, I just wanted to shed some light to that, because now I'm very curious to see exactly when the cash in is gonna be. Because now that you have like this tournament starting on Monday, now you got to factor in Seth in like every equation.
Yep.
So.
Yep. And that's like the biggest thing with it is like, and that's why like I want to wait to see where people are going to be laid out with the King of the Ring tournament. So I'm like, okay, I could see a vision. I could see like this road down here or this path down here, like I want to be able to see that landscape. So I'm like, okay, maybe Seth can do it here or do it there. And I think one thing that makes it, not saying like me and you are of the same mindset here, which is like, yeah, I mean, I get the mindset. The heart would have loved for LA Knight to win it. And I mean, I was out of my seat. The moment that Jacob Fatu came out, I was out of my chair watching it. I was like, nah, I got to stand up for a bit. I'm hyped right now. I can't wait to see what's going on. And like there was a moment that I did think LA Knight was gonna win. I'm like, oh man, my heart's racing right now. And then Seth did this thing. I'm like, brain, don't win this one. The heart wants something else. But the brain just keeps like pounding it. Just like, no, heart, stop having feelings, be logical. And it's just like, no, I don't want to be logical. Screw your rules. I want money. Like, yeah, it makes sense. But and I think the one thing that does make it more palatable for me, besides like the storyline logic of it, is the fact that commentary made it a point to mention that it's Paul Heyman with the Money in the Bank briefcase. It's not Seth Rollins, it's Paul Heyman, the mind behind that, which means the ultimate opportunist is going to be picking up his ultimate opportunity at the most opportune time.
Yeah.
Which means he might not cash in on Jay.
Yeah.
He could cash in, and I don't know if I mentioned it last night with you guys or my wrestling group chat, but him cashing in on a Cody who just beat John Cena
will be the ultimate opportunist.
Yeah.
And then we can get to his vision of what WWE is and all that bullshicanery and all that. But it could go down the road of him getting the world title from Jay too, to be like, hey, I want to big up the title that I put on the map. Like ever since I lost it, kind of lost some value and all that. So like we could go down that route too. But like, yeah, so many good routes. And that's what I love about the Money in the Bank concept, is that you could do something so great with it, and something so like what's a good word I'm looking for? Unexpected, really, with it. But also kind of expected too. Like that, it makes for great conversations. It's like, when can they cash it in? How will they cash in? And all that. I think the only person on this list I would have been like, really, we're doing this? It might have been Solo, because like I would have been fine with Andrade. Penta, definitely I would have. LA Knight, we'll get to that caveat here in a little bit. El Grande Americano, I mean, there was a vision and a path down that route, but I am kind of glad we're not going that route. But it would have been at least interesting, yeah, so Solo to me at least would have been the wet blanket. But yeah, so LA Knight, he
I don't know where he does.
Yeah, I don't know what he does now. Like, where does he go? What does he do?
I
I
feel
just
like
don't know.
I feel like that's probably like my biggest complaint, really. Like if
Yeah.
like okay, sure, he didn't win the money bank, whatever, we'll get over it. The whole Seth thing makes sense. Like I just want to keep this in mind, people that end up watching this after video. I have no issues with Seth winning it because we spoke about the logic behind it, even building up to the event itself. It's like it was just the whole heart thing again. But it's like I think the issue I have more really, and the only reason why I was really vouching for it is because I thought it would have gave him a new direction. Because it would if he did, but now I don't know what the fuck he does. Because he didn't start. He either does one or two things. Either they have him in the back burner for a little bit, they wait for a draft. He continues things with Aleister Black. Like I don't really know. And at the same time, I don't know how you really finish that thing with Aleister Black. Now I think about it, because you had both of them getting attacked, so you would assume Aleister wants a piece of Seth or somebody because of that vicious attack, like we spoke about last night. So I really don't know what I really don't know what LA Knight does. It's just really weird. It's just really weird. Like I don't know what he does. He seems very directionless now.
Yeah, like, and Money in the Bank could have helped that, and he just doesn't. He doesn't have that, which again sucks because LA Knight puts in some really good work, and he's hella over. Listen to every single pop he gets. The man, like, he has that it factor that they desperately want and look for in somebody. You got to capitalize on that beyond just a mid card title. Like, it's got to be a world title at this point.
Yeah, definitely.
You know? Like we're nearing that point where he needs something that big. I mean, early contender for King of the Ring, I guess. But
I wouldn't mind it. But
yeah, it's just like, okay, well, what is that? Him versus Cena at SummerSlam? It's like that's a great spot for him. Yeah, it's like,
Good thing
is that really what you want for your SummerSlam?
Because I think, for example, what I thought would have happened, because, for example, I'm gonna give this data that the post coverage gave, that Seth Rollins right now currently is a 2-time Money in the Bank victory, 2014, 2025. He's a 5-time world champion, 2-time U.S. champion, and a 2-time IC champion, and 6-time tag team, and a 1-time Royal Rumble 2019. Here in this bracket of data of information, there's no such thing saying that he's the king of the ring. I thought that if he didn't win this and this went to LA Knight, that Seth Rollins could have won the king of the ring, and this would have been his opportunity, that he wouldn't have to stress on finding the opportunity to get Jey Uso or John Cena, that he could just get the match he wants against already in SummerSlam. But since he's a 2-time now in Money in the Bank, it gives it the opportunities where now we have the question that what Watkins brought up about 2-3 weeks ago when the Money in the Bank changed from early June and July to now August. Now it's the question that if he does hold the briefcase, does he hold it until next year, June and July, or does he hold it for a full calendar event year? So it's going to be pretty interesting that now we're going to have to kind of spectate every single type of PLE or time when our champion is in the ring. Like, oh shit, Seth Rollins may cash in tonight. It's going to be stressful, but also fun to kind of have him as always a dark horse, because last year they used him in the bank within the first 2-3 hours of the show. Now it's going to depend on how long are they going to keep it around.
Well, I trust Seth a little bit more with the briefcase rather than the whole Drew McIntyre thing, because the whole reason Drew McIntyre won Money in the Bank last year was just to elevate that story with CM Punk. So we even spoke about that on here last year when we covered Money in the Bank. We're like, we were even addressing all of the backlash behind it. We're like, well, I mean, if you look at how things laid out, that was really the only option. What are you going to have? Drew McIntyre win a world title with CM Punk in his rearview mirror? Like, no, that just wouldn't work. But it's like with Seth, I mean, I definitely see him cashing in before the year ends. Like, at least with him, you could sort of pinpoint what he's gonna do. And I would honestly say my bet is probably like at the very least like SummerSlam. I'll say it with him when it comes to him like cashing in, because I still feel like he's going to be one of the main champions and a part of WrestleMania 42 next year. I don't really see him looming with the Money in the Bank briefcase around that time, because
That's a good point, Drop, because we have had other people cash in during SummerSlam. Even recently, Io Sky cash in back in 2023, I believe. So we have had other people use that for SummerSlam. So that may be an opportunity as well.
Especially if you want to get Sammy and Seth next year for a WrestleMania event.
Oh yes.
That's what I'm pulling for. Sammy wins the Saudi Rumble. You got Seth as the champion, the Ultimate Evil.
Yeah, we've been saying that for past months.
Have Sammy finally get his moment at Mania.
Please, it'd be glorious. It'd be great. But
yeah,
I mean, yeah.
I was just gonna add a couple of my thoughts as well. Like I'm sad. LA Knight. I thought he was gonna win when he was going up. I thought they were teasing me like, "Yo, LA Knight, you got it. Come on, my boy, you got it." I am disappointed as you guys for like, where is he gonna go next? What's his route? What's his next type of the direction he's gonna go? When it comes to Andrade, like you said earlier, I'm okay if he won the match and won the briefcase. Just where would you go? It'll be pretty interesting because Andrade is a great wrestler.
Yeah, he is.
Great opportunities, and like for example, what he did the combo with Penta last night, they had great chemistry. It kind of reminded me of how Jimmy and Ray Phoenix had also great chemistry as well. So it's just like interesting comparison of people just tag team very well. When it comes to Grande Americano, I love how during the whole fucking match, Michael Cole was playing the instigator. This man was like, yeah, you're just crazy. Like, he's playing double duty. Crazy that his boots got checked in the airport. He had the same size shoe as Chad Gable. This man
literally got to the point where it's just like, oh, that's not Chad Gable's nipples. It's just like, you study men's nipples?
Yeah, way better just counterfeiting that. And I'm like, where are we going with this, guys? You guys are about to cross a line that you guys might not be able to return in commentary. Where are you guys going with this? Where are we going with it?
Oh, I loved it. I'm like,
what are you
guys talking about?
I believe I saw your tweet or your comment on the thread. I didn't catch it, but I read it, and then I saw the clip on the timeline. I'm like, oh, that's where it was. I see. I missed it, but it was funny though.
Yeah.
It kind of was so subtle, but not really subtle. It was just so misled. It kind of reminds me of that time when Wade Barrett was still on commentary with Annoying. He said, "Oh my God, you see that shit behind us, man?" I'm like, "Damn it, man! Come on, you should have checked. Your shit was still high. You gotta hear. That's what you always gotta tell your team. Mics are cold. You can't just be like, yeah, man, God, look at that shit in the back. Damn, they hurted me cursing and everything. But I like this match. I can't wait for us to talk about the women's because I saw some diverse commentary saying that it wasn't a great match, which I'm like, yo, that shit was fun as hell. But the men's match was solid. If you ask me, like, rating wise, I'll give it like a 4.2 out of 5. Like, honestly, it was good. It was great match, great we used the ladder. I have a question for Watkins, most importantly, before we end our segment for this. How did you feel about the biggest promo of Fireball, a Pitbull, and the cinnamon liquor drink by Chad Gable and American Made, think that this will help a Grande Americano?
Oh God!
Look, man,
the biggest marketing of a liquor.
First of all, Fireball shit. I'm gonna.
It's whack. Yeah, I do agree. It's whack. I used to drink it. It tastes like crap. It's cheap liquor. I'm gonna be straight up.
I'm not a big cinnamon person either. Like spicy cinnamon like that. But at the same time, yeah, it's gross as fuck. So if you drink Fireball willingly, I'm sorry, but you're wrong. So there's that part just out of the way. I mean, copy paste what I said about the Slim Jim tables. Fuck them.
Yeah.
I don't like them. It just feels like a prop, and like commentary was eating it up. There was even like when they did a promo later on. I think this was during the post show as I was like getting myself ready. They were like the people on there were giving their little thing for Fireball and all that, and literally they had made something along the lines of, "This is the heel's favorite shot," and so it's like you are okay. It's weird because it's like I get your marketing scheme, I get it, But oh my gosh, it makes
It
my
kind of
eyes
reminds
numb.
me of, if anybody remembers, the Michael Bay of Transformers movies, of how it's like right in your face type of marketing when it comes to the promos. It's like right in your face. It's like, yo, we get it, but can you not give it to us in front of our face? So that's the thing that sucks when it comes like, hey, we get a fireball. But that's my quick funny little snack about this, about the ladders, fans, audience. It's stupid as hell. I'm gonna be straight up as well. It was
It
a funny
literally
game
reminds
as a bite.
me. It literally reminds me of that scene from Wayne's World where Garth is like decked out in all this product placement, and he's just like,
Product
he's
placement,
just
that's what I
like,
was looking for.
man, people just sell out so easily.
Yeah,
It's just
that's
like
100%.
you're a walking billboard right now. Like,
Yeah,
oh man, but yeah, a fun match,
it
really
was.
fun match. These guys really knew what they had to work with. I mean, obviously they probably watched Worlds Collide earlier and were like, okay, we need to get on our shit because
Yeah.
that was good. We need to
What do
be
you guys
better than that.
think the better showcase was of Andrade? This Money in the Bank or last year's Money in the Bank?
I kind of hard to look back.
Yeah. I mean, because recency bias wants to say this one because at least he was there, like in the closing stages of the match.
Yeah.
True, he was. That's very
You
true.
know, so like that was actually a good. I thought that was a good booking decision to have him be like part of like the final three, if you will. Um, so that was at least good. But yeah, that's just recency bias. I would have to rewatch last year's. So, you
Common.
know, but all right, I think I'm sure there's other things we can always go back and talk about and discuss and all that, but we're gonna move on to our other Money in the Bank match. This was the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, which had Rhea Ripley taking on Stephanie Vaquer, Giulia, Naomi, Roxanne Perez, and Alexa Bliss. And as is with these ladder matches, car crashes are aplenty in this match. A lot of dueling moves in
Holy
this,
fuck.
and a lot of just like dream confrontations, mainly from like Rhea Ripley and like Giulia and Stephanie Vaquer and all that. So that was great to see, but the ending sequence here is really what kind of caught my eye because like we have Alexa and Roxanne doing these stereo code reds onto ladders. We have Rhea getting back into the room, her and Alexa doing their finishers, their stare off, and like them fighting for the ladder and all that. Like that was really good. Just hockey clashing just throughout this match. They fight for the ladder. Eventually, they start to climb. Naomi gets in, pushes them off, and she climbs and wins the match. Naomi is getting recognized for everything that she's putting in to the business ever since she's come back too. And I mean, she had mentioned it on the post show too about like her leaving, coming back, how she had to like kind of change herself a little bit. So it kind of is in character, but at the same time, it's like you also tried to car kill Gar kill and all that. So maybe let's take a step back on the whole I had to change my character thing. But I mean, like Vash said, I thought this match was really fun.
Oh my
I
god, this
thought the
match was
women
amazing.
Oh,
really
yes.
started off the night very hot for us, kind of set the tone and all that. And yeah, I had a good time with it.
Yeah,
But,
it was a good match to goon as well. For anybody that saw Stephanie Vaquer and nah. Yeah, Stephanie Vaquer. Who was it that did it?
Disrespectful.
are we talking about Worlds Collide again?
Are you? Well, advice? What are you thinking about?
I mean, she did hit the Devil's Kiss on Rhea onto a ladder.
That was a good spot.
It was that one, but also was it the one that they did both was called Red? Was it that one that they did at the same time then? Yeah, I'm probably mixing up the both of the. Yes, I was.
Yeah,
I was mixing up.
you're thinking of Worlds Collide when him.
But
her and
still,
Weiss did it.
the Riptide and the Sister Abigail being done at the same time, that was pretty cool as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
nice little stare down too. Like I was getting, this is weird, kind of a weird crossover. I'm gonna reference here. It's almost like She-Hulk and Harley Quinn kind of staring off with each other.
I see it. I see it. Rhea Ripley being She-Hulk and Harley Quinn being Alexa. Okay, I see it. I see it.
It was a weird vision. It was a weird vision, because I mean, Rhea Ripley's not green; she's purple. She's the purple goth.
That's true.
Yeah,
Oh
so I
man,
think of what type of purple mommy do we got, but the only one purple mommy we got right now is the one
Barney.
from Resident
Oh
Evil.
wait. Yeah, that one too. But yeah. What about you, Drop? Before I continue to spiral into madness here, what did you think of the
Uh,
match?
so one thing, thank you WWE for posting HD pictures I can use to update the thumbnail later.
Yeah.
So I really
Thank you.
appreciate that. And second, I really love this match. I was really glad to see all these ladies in here because someone brought to my attention earlier. They're like, "Oh, hey, Drop. Do you think this Money in the Banks match is a lot more stacked than the previous years?" And I basically told them I'm just glad that WWE is just showing how great their women's division is when it comes to a lot of the heavy hitters in there, because you have Rhea Ripley, big name, Stephanie Vaquer, one of their biggest newcomers, Giulia, another biggest newcomer. You got Naomi in there, Roxanne Perez, Alexa Bliss. All these ladies like really brought it to this match itself, and they all deserve to be in here. And we even have other faces in the near future to look at when it comes to a Soruka being a part of this, or whenever Mariah May takes part on the main roster.
Yeah,
You have her
a Soul
there.
Ruka Snow Snatcher in the Money in the Bank would be amazing.
It's gonna happen. She's
Mhm.
that you're gonna get a Soul Snatcher from the top of that ladder. I wouldn't be surprised if she launches someone off of that ladder onto another ladder. That's just how crazy Soul can be. But yeah, this match is just good all around. A lot of good spots, a lot of good stare downs for future matches that we want to see with it, because I want to see Rhea Ripley and Stephanie Vaquer. I want to see Alexa and Rhea, mix it up in the future. I actually want to see, Roxanne and Rhea Ripley actually, kickstart a feud outside of just attacking each other. For
Yeah.
like, obviously for now it makes sense, but like, having an actual feud. I mean, Roxanne's like very young, so she has like a long road ahead of her. Same thing with like, the Tiffany Strattons and even Mariah May that I brought earlier. A lot of these girls are in like their early 20s, mid 20s, so they got a long road ahead of them. So I'm just like super excited to see like where things go with them.
Also, to add one more to your list, Drop, Roxanne and Alexa as well. I saw like a few times they had a stare down. I would love to see that because if I'm correct, they also stared down back in Elimination Chamber as well.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
So it's like just seeing all of them there, and also probably my favorite spot of the match was the Devil's Kiss on the ladder. I thought that was really nice, and then the double code reds on there. I guess if you want to call it Roxy hitting Pop Rocks on there, because that's pretty much her hitting her finisher on there. But it's like even that spot was nice there as well. And obviously the person that I came in here for won the match. I was super happy about it. I feel like she earns it. Hopefully she has a successful cash in. I do realize there's somebody that happened to tweet after she won that match. I know Jade Cargill put out a little tweet out there saying, oh yeah, you won the Money in the Bank, because you always got to factor her being a reason where maybe she possibly fails a cash in, because that definitely is a possibility. Hopefully it doesn't happen. But I like Naomi winning because not only does she deserve it, but it also could add more layers to this, her and Bianca down the line, whenever that finally takes off, because that's going to happen. Like once they get Jade and Naomi all situated, you have to eventually have that Bianca Naomi match, and it would be pretty interesting if Naomi happens to be a champion around that time, because I do know that more than likely she's heading after Tiffany to get that title off of on SmackDown. So it's like having a title involved with their feud, adding the intensity. There's a lot of history between them. I mean, I'm all for whenever it takes off, but definitely did very well choosing the winner here. The only other possible outcomes that I could realistically see probably would have been like Roxanne as like a dark horse. I was vouching for I know I did mention Stephanie last night or the night before about a dark horse, but I feel like looking at Queen of the Ring coming up, she might be my Queen of the Ring I personally want.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, like, if anything, all of these ladies are probably going to be part of the tournament, but I could see, like, maybe the Raw final being Rhea versus Stephanie.
Yeah.
And, I mean, like, SmackDown final could be, Giulia versus somebody, maybe Giulia versus Alexa. Because that's the other thing. I really like how commentary played upon the story with like Giulia and Stephanie, how like they might just be rivals forever in the company, which I really like that because
Yeah, I like
it's
that.
them using the NXT history that they have to enhance the talent, not just forget about it. No, we're using NXT as we should, as that developmental, as like that
And plus the
foundation
outside
that they
promotions.
should be.
Yeah, and the fun fact,
Yeah,
and the fun fact about that as well is that Stephanie has 2 wins over Giulia. Like Giulia has never beaten Stephanie. She defeated Giulia for the New Japan Championship during I think it was like a New Japan event or whatever. I don't remember exactly where the promotion was. And then obviously with whatever transpired in NXT, so you could always have them chasing after each other forever. And it's just really great that you incorporate something like that, because we have a lot of people like that that just fight forever. Like Roman and Seth, for example, if we want to bring up 2 guys.
Yeah. And like that's the thing, like the 3 of us have experienced our shonen anime and our shonen manga.
Oh yeah.
One of the biggest tropes is the whole rivalries thing. So it's like, all right, here we go. Here's our rivalry. Here's our freaking Hinata and what's his name?
Even in video games still. Not even mention that even in video games too. Like you got Cloud and Sephiroth fighting forever. Mario and Bowser fighting forever. Mario. Dude, I don't know how that guy fucking survives. Dude fucking fell in the sun and he's still alive.
I mean, he's very durable, you know.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, that's the thing.
That one-up mushroom.
Been the size of a galaxy. Like this man can survive.
Yeah. Plus
the deepest spaces.
He has to be like. But when it comes to this match, I'm just happy that the person we wanted and deserved, Naomi, she won it.
Yes.
I love how our channel, our representative, whoever tweeted it, whoever was tweeting during the show, I don't want to point fingers, but they said and tweeted, say, hey, the match is opening for the women's and we want Rhea Ripley to win. And I just could retweeted like, that's crazy. I want Naomi Trinity to win. I'm voting for her. And then 30 minutes later after the match ended, I'm glad she won. I voted for this. And I said it. It was great. I was happy. I was a happy little camper. Also, it was a good 25-minute match. I thought it would have been a good 30-minute, like the men's, because the men's was a good 33-minute match. But still, a 25-minute match for the women's, very well entertaining, and it's something I was very happy about.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Why would you tweet that? Why would you hijack the Weebs of the Ring Twitter account and tweet that about Rhea Ripley? How could you? How could you say we all did that, huh?
Exactly, that'd be crazy.
But still, she was pulling a prank on us.
It's still Naomi being the winner with Giulia, Stephanie, Roxanne being other options. I love how you guys brought up that Roxanne or Alexa, any of these ladies still be contenders for the Queen of the Ring. We also have Jade Cargill, Charlotte Flair as well. A few of the options for that. So it's going to be an interesting coming weeks to build this up. Sadly, it's only a 2-week build because the event is literally around the corner. But honestly, this match was brutal. I'm very impressed of how we have 3 NXT superstars that was just there in the past 6 months and now the main roster, and just doing such a great showcase to the upper brass as Stephanie Vaquer, Roxanne, and Giulia, and then having Rhea Ripley, Alexa, and Naomi, who are kind of 3 veterans. But Rhea Ripley, her first Money in the Bank, or technically her first ladder match, is something that Michael Cole and a few others told us that during the commentary. That was pretty interesting, and I love how they stack almost 6 ladders on fucking Rhea Ripley. That was insane. I didn't expect that. Everyone was like 1, 2, 3, just kept throwing them on her, and I just love how she just stood in there. I'm like, motherfucker, like I just wonder what thoughts were going through her head, like, motherfucker, just throwing these fucking damn ladders on me.
Well, at least they didn't use a toy mallet and get the match thrown
also,
out.
Props for Stephanie, like doing double duty today as well.
Yeah,
triple duty if you think about it.
Oh yeah, triple duty.
That Friday, yeah.
Yeah.
Billy
Like,
Pat McAfee said that, and still not known that if she's having a match this Monday. So if she does have a match this Monday, that means within a full week, from Monday to Monday, she have 4 matches.
Yeah, at least with
which
the
is
Fatal
crazy.
4-Way, it's a little easier for her.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, and also with the tag match last night was a little easier too,
Yeah.
because she can go in and out and all that. But yeah, to even have the ladder match itself tonight on
Yeah.
top of the tag match earlier, which they didn't they didn't hold back anything during that tag match earlier tonight.
No, they did not. That was
At
fucking
Worlds
amazing.
Collide.
We know how
Yeah.
high
Yeah,
they
so
are.
amazing.
Definitely
Mhm.
high on her.
Yep.
Oh, I'm trying to think what to say about this match. Like any other highlights I brought up, I do like the one thing that Walker's has in the document about the hockey. Like all these ladies having to
Oh,
stare
good.
down within one another, and you just showed like kind of like what's the main type of superstars of WWE right now. Like showing Stephanie Vaquer, Giulia, showing that Alexa's back, showing how strong she is, showing that she is powerhouse to still be shown.
Yeah.
I wonder if she's still gonna have any connection to the White Six, or are we gonna get any interaction? Because I know that's still going on within SmackDown, so that's also gonna be pretty interesting within the next couple weeks.
Honestly, if it was up to me, I'd just let her do what she's doing right now, because I feel
Same.
like I
agree.
feel like because they already have a mission statement. They want the tag titles and everything, so let them focus on that and just let her be separated from that completely and just focus on whatever she's doing forward alongside whatever's going on with Charlotte, because I feel like that's working out very well for her right now.
Yeah, it
Okay.
really is. So like keep her doing her own thing and all that. And I mean, I'll make this comment now because like this statement kind of holds more true to these 3 matches. I wish I could properly describe what goes through my mind during like matches like these first 3, especially with like WWE's presentation of like their superstars going into these high profile matches, because like it's something where it's like you're almost this is gonna sound kind of weird saying it too. It's almost like we're watching just these gods go into this coliseum fighting each other for glory and like for all their different reasonings behind why they fight and why they want titles and opportunities and all that stuff. And it's like you see that I saw it mainly with like so the men's Money in the Bank when Seth and Penta were in there, like the hockey clash from them, just the aura clash between the two.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it was something. And then you have freaking Buggy the Clown as El Grande Americano coming out, and it's just like, oh, well then there's this guy. But like the same with the women though, it's just like when all 6 of them were in there, it's like you have these 6 women that are like on top of their game, 3 of them being like veterans of WWE, 3 of them like going through the NXT system, depending on how long they were in there. That's besides the point. They still went through that system to learn the foundation of WWE, but like they each cemented a legacy in NXT and brought that up to the main roster, and it's felt. And commentary again did a really good job of bigging that up and making you actually kind of feel that. So it's like you get this feeling of like these are like larger than life characters, people, beings that we're watching just perform like this, and even with the tag match that seemed slow and plodding at times, you still get that same feeling because it's fucking John Cena, it's Cody Rhodes, it's the Yeet Man, Jey Uso, and Meg. Like it's just crazy to think about, like, and it's really something to really like talk about with WWE's whole production and all that and their presentation with their stars and everything. But I at least wanted to say it before we moved on to these next 2 matches, because you kind of get a different feeling with these 2, and that's nothing to really knock them for. It's just it's different feelings with going into the past 3 matches
I
than
see
it
where
is with these next 2 ones.
I see where you're coming from, because the way with these matches, the first 3 that we spoke about, it feels like we're talking about yonkos, or we feel like we're talking about
Kind of.
like the people that are the people in the new worlds, people that are still far to reach. Like, these are the yonkos. These
Mhm.
are the 5 emperors of the sea. These are the people that work for it. The next 2 matches we're talking about, these are people like the warlords. These are the people that has like like the berry bounties that are
Yeah.
still low, or that have like kind of bounty hunters that still exist that are able to catch them, like the
Yeah.
warlords and under.
Which
And
is
that's not
fine.
saying it's a bad thing. It's just saying that, hey, that's why the mid cards, because you can get them bigger
Yeah.
bounties, and then you can become from warlords and get the promotion, and you become a yonko, and then you become a yonko to become an emperor.
Yeah. You can still have your Jinbeis and your Ivankovs and your smokers and all them because they're still powerful. They're still
Yeah,
very strong.
they're still
It's
hype.
just
They're still
it's
hype for
just a lot
smoker.
different. It's still a lot different watching Smoker versus Virgo compared to Luffy versus Kaido. If that
Yeah.
makes
So it's
sense.
like, next match, I will give the Smoker versus Virgo of Lyra and
Yeah.
Becky. I'll give that. I'll give it
No,
that
this
match.
Yeah. So we'll transition now to our women's IC title match. Lyra Valkyria taking on Becky Lynch. These two cooked up another fine meal, if not better than their Backlash match, maybe by a little bit, which was already great in its own. Great mat wrestling. I'm a sucker for some mat wrestling, and I got a lot of it today, not only just from Worlds Collide, but from tonight as well, mainly from this match. Oh, it was just really good with like trading submissions and all that. And again, just speaks to that chemistry, that chemical reaction that these two can create with each other, as they devour each other and try to become better than each other. And if y'all understood that reference, great on you. If not, go watch Blue Lock because it's bonkers. But
Watch Aoshi.
if you want bonkers shit, watch Blue Lock. Oh, but a double count out almost happens. A super manhandle slam. Many flying leg drops, and still neither woman can be taken out. They're both just like running on fumes, running on empty. But since this is a wrestling match, obviously, and this feud is kind of built upon winning with a wrestling hold or a quick wrestling like maneuver and all that, a series of roll-ups happens. And last match we had a series of roll-ups, and it ended up being in Lyra's favor. This time around, ends up being in Becky's favor because
But somebody's cheating.
yeah, she kind of grabbed a little bit of the tights right there on old Lyra, and she pins, beats Lyra, becomes the new IC champion, the second ever women's IC champion. Great honor to have that accolade. Add that to your little notch. She kind of milks it with Lyra, raising her hand at the end, and of course,
It
Becky
backfires
learns.
horribly.
Yeah, she learns very easily what happens when you fuck around. And guess what the answer is, everybody? You find out. Again,
The
I
most
thought it was
funniest thing is
great.
that I love how you said that. Wait till you find out and you fuck around, because it's like, aren't you both from Ireland? Becky, you should know that when
they're
you
from
play
Ireland.
around, shouldn't you know that when you play around with somebody so much, you will take them off, you get them over,
I don't think they were drunk
you.
enough yet.
Yeah, they're probably not drunk, but they had enough of dopamine, 100%.
Oh, did they now?
Yeah, they did for sure. They was fighting for their lives. They was fighting for 15 minutes to 20 seconds. Where Lyra lost, and we have a new title, which I was not shocked. I didn't catch the tush being held down much longer. But it makes sense because she was pissed. Lyra would have accepted the loss if it was fair, but since it was a roll up and it was a little bit of cheating, I like how Lyra let loose. Michael Cole had a great response toward that, and Pat McAfee was a great hype man. I love that Lyra snap. It was something I was hoping for, because like, all right, cool. We need something different. Don't just take this. She's kind of using you abusing you, embarrassing you. She's kind of taking advantage, and I love how Lyra kind of snapped for that. It was shown. She did a beautiful Nightwing. It was a beautiful reversal. I'm really curious to see what's gonna happen next on Monday when it comes to this, and what's my expectation for Lyra. I mean, for Becky, we might get a Becky build up for Bayley versus Evolution, most likely. By then, that'll be probably going to be Becky third title defense. My assumption by then, because Lyra's gonna probably ask for a rematch, most likely. But honestly, this match was good. Like, this was, like you brought up, Watkins. I have to also second that this was a good type of mat wrestling, going back and forth. It was great to see them, and their matches just continues to get better and better between them. So as a fan, I'm very proud to see this and how they keep going. Can't wait to see how they keep going, because one thing I knew was that our girl Becky was gonna win, because Michael Cole brought it up during the commentary as well, that Becky hasn't beaten Lyra 3 times, so I knew this was gonna kind of break it.
Yeah. But talk to me, Drop. What did you think of the match as the big Lyra Valkyria fan? How does it feel that she ended up dropping the title in the way that she did tonight, and I guess her getting her heat back at the end too?
I was okay with it because it made sense due to how things are being played out, because now the biggest test is to see like where Lyra stands with all this new momentum that she has outside of the belt, because the whole reason why we had this whole feud to begin with was really to push Lyra to the next level, which they succeeded in doing, and they were able to deliver with these 2 matches that they had at Backlash and now at Money in the Bank. So now it's just to see, okay, what does Lyra do with all this momentum under her belt? And that's something that I'm really intrigued to see what goes beyond that. And I thought these two had a really great match. This was one of the matches I was looking forward to outside of the Money in the Bank matches. Like, if I had to choose one match on this card that I was looking forward to outside of the main Money in the Bank matches that a lot of people tune in to see, it would probably have to be this one outside of like the other 2 matches that we had, because I saw what they did in NXT, I saw what they did at Backlash, and I knew we were going to get another banger again, and it did. And I liked how they were showing like how hard it is to really put an end to Lyra, where you had that one spot in the match itself where you had that Superman handle slam. And normally you look at that when you're like, okay, that's probably the end. You're not going to really get up after that. It's kind of like Cena with a Avalanche AA, or Cody Rhodes. Like, I don't know if you remember back in AEW, I believe he did it on, he did it like a Crossroads on, I think it was like Sammy Guevara. He did it like on,
might have been, yeah.
I think it was like on a table or something. I remember seeing him doing like an Avalanche, Cody, what is it called? Crossroads and stuff. So it's like, you normally look at like, okay, okay, our superstar is hitting their finisher on the top rope. That's the end, but no. And I like that, because that makes us look at Lyra in a new light when she has those big matches for world titles, where it's like, she's not a one and done girl. She's going to keep on fighting. Because I know, during the Backlash event, there were some people questioning, why is she kicking out of these manhandle slams? Shouldn't that be the end? And the way I looked at it is they're just trying to showcase her durability, showing how far she can go, which I feel like is right if you're really trying to create these new stars and elevate them to the next level whenever they get that opportunity to go after world titles and to win Money in the Bank contracts and Queen of the Ring tournaments and Royal Rumbles, etc., so on, Elimination Chambers, just basically all these big matches. So that was probably like one of my favorite parts of the match. I also liked how Lyra was just showcasing, which is probably one of the main reasons why I always love seeing her wrestle, is like the mat wrestling. I love the mat wrestling because it really makes it feel like wrestling outside of just flashy moves, because that's what wrestling really is. When you watch like a wrestling match outside of WWE, if you're at like a high school gym or whatever, that's basically what it is. You watching these mat wrestling, who's getting put into these different kinds of like grapple maneuvers, or whatever the case may be. And I really like how she showcases that, which is probably going to be something as she gets better, people are going to look at her as probably, you know, one of those technical wrestlers that they just get super excited to tune into just because of her athletic ability. And I feel like, you know, this is just a preview of that, and we're going to see it evolve over time. And when it came to like the finish of the match where she won with like pulling the tights, it protected Lyra because of how Becky got there to win the match, and also that's just a typical heel tactic to really see when it comes to a heel trying to, you know, finish off their opponent. It's like, okay, no one's looking, let's pull the tights. And they even mentioned that in commentary as well, so it's not like it just flew over everybody's head and they didn't see it. And the whole thing with Becky towards the end where she had Lyra raise her hand, which obviously, you know, she was a woman to her. She admitted what she was going to do if she had to, because that's just how Lyra is. And Becky obviously took it to the next level, which obviously she should have known that was going to bite her in the ass eventually when she got that German suplex and then she got that Nightwing and then she just walked out. So that basically shows like, yeah, I'll agree to the terms because, you know, that's what we agreed to do this match, but I'm also not a bitch. So I like how they put, I like how they put that out there where it's like, yeah, I'm not just doing this typical babyface thing just because I have to. Like, I'll do it because I have to, because those were the rules. Those were what we agreed on, kind of like if they wrote on a contract, okay, you do this if I end up winning this match or whatever. But also she's like, I'm not a fucking bitch. So I like that because they show that, you know, she put her foot down. She has balls. Not saying she literally has them, but you get what I'm trying to say. It's like, she doesn't fuck around. You keep, it's almost like, you know, you keep poking the bear, you're going to get fucking mauled to death. And Becky had that coming, so it made her look strong in that end, and that's something I could really appreciate that they did to, you know, just close out that match.
Do you guys see these two? Because, like, obviously we'll probably be building for their rematch and all that. And I mean, yeah, they could do the easy route of like, oh, they both like Lyra wants her rematch clause and all that stuff. But I guess to kind of like, I guess, you know, build two things at the same time. Do you see them maybe confronting each other in these Queen of the Ring tournament matches? Like, could they be part of the same Fatal 4-Way and they end up like kind of similar to what we had with the U.S. title where Drew and Damian Priest kind of took each other out? Do we see maybe Lyra and Becky kind of doing the same thing in a Fatal 4-Way? Like, they're just so pent up with each other that they end up doing that.
I could definitely see it because you saw how they went at each other as soon as, like, not even before the match even started, they were ripping each other apart. So that's definitely a possibility, because in that way you could build more into their feud, and you could either have that at Saudi, you could save it at Evolution. Because yes, we're theorizing that Bayley's coming back, but like we said before, we don't really know when that's going to happen. But it's like they could very well either do it at Saudi, they could do it at Evolution, have around 3. Close that chapter off, or do whatever happens with Becky next. But just going back to what you said again, I mean, that's definitely a possibility, because I don't see either of them winning the Queen of the Ring, especially in their current, you know, she's still not done with Becky. So, which is good, because
big. Okay, cool.
Huh?
There we go. I think you're back. You froze right there for a bit.
You froze on our end, so I was trying to keep conversation. So in case they didn't hear you, they could still hear us.
What was the last thing? What was the last thing I said?
About
the Queen of the Ring.
Queen of the Ring, Becky, Lyra, kind of taking each other out.
Yeah, because
leading up to like Evolution and all that.
And Bayley is still not being able to show up because we don't know when is her arrival, which is also possibly that her arrival might not be Evolution. If it is Evolution, that's one possibility. The other will be probably SummerSlam, since they always like to save the big spectate and reveals for SummerSlam. So that's also another possibility. So it's a big summer, with July being Evolution or August being SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a SummerSlam.
I wouldn't mind it either.
Yeah,
you know,
same.
It'd be great. I mean, Bayley has some great ties with SummerSlam.
Yeah, she has a lot of things, you know, coming back with Damage Control, with other things involving EO doing the cash-in. So we have a lot of things going on with with Bayley and her connections. But other than that, this match was great. I hope to see then what's next for Becky. Who's gonna be her next opponent? Are we gonna have a tournament going on with Bayley? With Becky, because she talks like, I need to make this IC title prestige. I need to make this IC title important. All right, Bayley. All right, Becky. Let's see what you got.
Oh boy. Yeah, we'll see what you got, Becky. Hopefully you have a good title reign. We'll see how long it lasts and all that. But yeah, great match overall. We're gonna finish our night with an impromptu match that was made this afternoon at Worlds Collide because dirty ass Dom Mysterio had to just sit there at this event. He had to talk his shit after the opening match and all that. And because of all this, he ended up calling out Octagon Jr. Which, I don't know too much about Octagon Jr.,
yeah,
but
me either.
It's one of those names that you just kind of always hear go around in this sphere. Whether you're super familiar with him or not, you at least have heard of the name, or at least sometimes you have heard of the name Octagon Jr. and all that. So like, that was kind of interesting that we had somebody at least of name value to face Dom at Money in the Bank. But it was a solid match. Like, I don't really have, like, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't like standout-ish, especially compared to everything else on this card. It's just, it's amazing that like we have to continue doing this with like some of these titles where it's just like, oh wait, let's just rush to get this on the pay-per-view card just because. It's like, if you guys built up for it, it would have been better. But I do at least appreciate the fact that they were trying to tie in their earlier event and all that, and kind of like that unexpected nature that can come within WWE, or like how they like to tout about when it comes to like their stories and all that, how like, oh, anything can happen at any time. Well, here you go. Here's part of it. But yeah, it was a fine match. Dom was obviously going to win. Like, he's not going to drop the title like this at a random, impromptu match with somebody else in a different company, and at least they used Liv as a distraction to give Dom a win without really hurting Octagon Jr. too much. And of course, Dom just gets it, man. He just gets the business. He understands it all. Like, especially his character right now, of like, because he's kind of making this change, and even Michael Cole keeps mentioning it too. Like, he's making this change where like he's actually wanting to fight and wanting to defend his title. So the slow babyface turn is coming. Which I'm
it just gets
with. Yeah.
I should love what you say is that he gets it. He's been in the game, which in my head is like, in the ring, for the past 5 or 8 years or less. In the company for 25 years, do we count which one? I don't know. It's going to be very interesting when we do like a retrospect, like, oh, Dominic Mysterio past 25 years or past 40 years run. It's going to be pretty interesting when that time comes. But for this match, guys, I honestly don't have much to say when it comes to the actual in-ring performance. I was zoned out. I was doing something else, or I think I just like, this match was obviously 5 minutes. So I literally look away, did something, look back, match was done. I'm like, what the fuck? It was that fast. So I'm not much to say. The one thing I want to highlight, that Octagon Jr., I did a quick research that, he's 33 years old. I saw a bit that he has alter egos. Like, this is not his only character. This is one of many. He has 1, 2, 3, 4. He has 5 characters. He has Octagon Jr., his current one. He has Maya Jr., Golden Magic, El Príncipe, a Brazo Metálico. So it's just pretty cool concepts of learning from Worlds Collide and seeing the history from all the luchadors there, and seeing that the enrich of history in the past 30 years of what they've been doing, and knowing of what's behind them. So even though I'm mad about the impromptu match, because it reminds me of what they did for the Saturday Night Main Event, where they added the Chelsea Green and Zelina Vega last minute, and it felt kind of sloppy. This one, on the other hand, from what I saw, a quick clip and what you're speaking of, at least it felt entertaining, and it felt at least it happened, it went in, it went out, and it was done. But at least it was entertaining. So that's one thing I'm happy about. And other than that, I'm glad Dominic had his second title defense, I believe.
I
think
second or third. Yeah, I can't recall off the top of my head right now. Yeah, I can't recall right now. But what about you, Drop? What did you think of the match?
so. When it comes to the match itself, I mean, this would probably have to be one of the things on the show that I don't really have much to say, because, like Vash said, it was an improv match. It was built because of what happened at Worlds Collide, and we have our typical 5-match card on here, so we just threw this on here. If there was more substance to it, I probably would have cared a little bit more. I mean, it's nice to see Octagon Jr., so it's nice that they're giving him some attention, because I did read something online when I was like going through X where he was thanking them for giving him this opportunity to perform out there. So that was nice that he had that opportunity to go out there and at least, do a little something. So I'm glad that was a special moment for him in itself. But yeah, I don't really have that much to really say here. I feel like my only question here is like what's going to be the story or the opponent really that's going to push Dom to the next level. And that's what I want to see. Like, are we going to start kicking that into gear, building up to SummerSlam? Because I feel like that guy's probably Finn.
Yeah, it kind of should be Finn.
Yeah.
Just so they can finally break up the Judgment Day or do something different with the Judgment Day. Yeah, I mean, it probably should be Finn to kind of help catapult Dominic Mysterio into super babyface mode. So
yeah,
and that's the thing. Like I say babyface mode, but like hopefully WWE has the wherewithal to be like, okay, we're gonna book you a lot like we would Eddie Guerrero right now, where it's just like you're still cheating and all that, but it's more of, instead of a, oh, how dare you cheat, it's a, oh, you cheeky bastard, you cheated, like something like that.
Yeah.
You know?
I see it. Quick thing that I was learning, that he's the 189th champion, Dominic Mysterio, in the IC title type of lineage, which is crazy. One thing I want to shout out, he's a longer title holder than Jey Uso when he had the IC title. Dominic right now has 49 days, and Jey Uso had 28 days, exactly 1 month of a title holder.
Tragic. Really tragic.
And Braun Breaker on his first title reign was 51 days, and Dominic is about to pass that on his first title reign. His second is 181 days from Braun Breaker. So it's gonna be pretty interesting. From where we have from Gunther, we have Sami Zayn, Braun Breaker, Jey Uso, Braun Breaker, and now Dominic.
Yeah,
pretty interesting.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, nothing to really kind of branch off of that with this match. I mean, it just existed. It's more of just kind of a filler match, if we're being honest. Just, hey, don't forget, everybody, Worlds Collide happened earlier. AAA's still a thing because they had all the luchadors in there. They even had, no, Mr. Iguana. Nah, I'm keeping an eye on you, sir. Holy crap, that was, no, okay. Because we're pretty much done talking about this match. I just need to get this off. Mr. Iguana is probably the best thing I saw today. The fact that freaking, I think it was Lince Dorado, goes out there, takes this this poor innocent iguana from this man.
It does a fucking standing Spanish moonsault, I believe it was.
Spanish fly. Like, he hits this poor lizard with a Spanish fly. How dare you, Lince Dorado? They need to can your ass. They need to call PETA.
Bro, it was
Animal Protective Services.
It was so good. It reminded me of what Santino Monero did back then with the Cobra. It kind of reminded me right now of what it did with the Iguana. It was so good when he first did the entrance and he flipped the Iguana and to land on his shoulder. I'm like, oh, I can't lie. That was smooth. That was smooth, my G. That was nice. That was good.
But yeah, no, like Mr. Iguana, and there was another one. It was a fun fact. I actually am having a tweet blow up right now because I said something about freaking Worlds Collide. Oh my god, it really did blow up. Psycho Clown, he's the other one I'm going to be keeping my eye on when it comes to AAA stuff, because both of them caught my eye, caught my attention. I'm like, oh, you guys look fun as hell. I'm down with this. Because, like, when you look at freaking Psycho Clown's mask, it's just a mask. It's just a clown head with its tongue sticking out. Like, it's so creative and so cool. And the way he was wrestling was so fun to watch, too. And I don't know, man. Just I wanted to get that off really quick because we've reached the end of our show. There wasn't much to talk about when it came to like Dom versus Octagon Jr. Again, it was a match, a good match, but like we kind of didn't need it on the card. But I'm not upset that it was added to the card because hey, at least now we finally got our 5-match PLE from WWE. So, but thank you for that. You know, you elongated the pay-per-view by 10 to 15 minutes. Thank you for all your hard work. Oh man, but hey everybody, that was Money in the Bank. Again, sounds like the team is pretty much in agreement. It was a fun night of the wrestling, of the graps. We got a lot of storylines going forward, a lot of different branching paths when it comes to like both our Money in the Bank winners. Ron Killings making a huge return to the WWE with a new shirt. Cody pinning John Cena, new IC Women's Champion, and of course Dom just dominating with that IC title. But yeah, I think the night was fun. Unless you guys have any other things to mention or make note of for tonight. How about you, Vash? Do you have anything you wanted to highlight from the night?
Honestly, this Money in the Bank PLE was solid, entertaining. Was I want to say a 5 out of 5 PLE, but it was definitely, like I say, 3.5, 4.2 event. It was an impromptu match with Naomi being the winner in Money in the Bank that we were all hoping for and rooting for. The winner of the men's, we expected Seth, but the heart wanted L.A. Knight. Yeah. And then we had Lyra Valkyria losing her title against Becky Lynch. It's something we expected to happen. And other than that, we happened the match of Logan Paul and John Cena. I was not really honestly paying attention as I should. As a critic host, that was on me. I will do better on that. But honestly, good PLE. Can't wait for the next One Night Champions. Where, quick reminder, we're most likely going to be starting early that day, since it's going to be in Saudi. It's going to most likely start around 3 p.m. EST, and we'll probably be live by 8 p.m. EST, my assumption, since usually the Saudi shows are early as hell.
If not earlier, like 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like that would be great. What about you, Drop? Anything you wanted to highlight of note of the night, or just your overall thoughts of everything? If anything's changed since our discussions?
I feel like I probably said a lot that I probably would say around this segment. I mean, I'm interested to see, what's going on with Cody when we hit Friday, see what sort of direction that is. I would assume he would be one of the participants in the not Money in the Bank, in the King of the Ring tournament. So maybe that's the next direction for him. So that'd be pretty interesting, because I can definitely see that being his like next big story heading forward when it comes to him, finally getting back to where he really needs to be. Like, sure, you pinned John Cena. Yeah, we talked about that automatically giving you a title shot, but I really like tournaments, and I would love to see the main character of the story participate in that tournament itself. And I feel like, that would be a nice accolade under his belt if he does potentially win. So yeah, that would be pretty cool. Obviously, I'm really stoked to see whatever happens with Jacob Fatu in that Friday Night SmackDown. That's something I'm really excited to see. Really want to know what LA Knight's next direction is. Very curious to see what's going to be going on with Lyra and Becky on Monday to see how we start pushing that. But I guess all in all, I mean, I just really want to see that bracket. That's honestly what keeps ringing through my head is that bracket. And another thing to note is I didn't watch the pre-show. I saw clips. And Christopher Killings, R-Truth's son, he posted a reel from the post-show of Triple H addressing R-Truth's return. And he posted his little Instagram story, "Stop the Cap."
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait,
So
what was Triple H saying?
So that's where I just reacted because I just heard the exact 28-second clip just now. So somebody asked a question. A press person saying the stuff with R-Truth and his release. And Triple H laughs, he giggles. Did you enjoy the show?
See,
it was all part of the show.
Yeah, that typical shit, he says.
That's why I got mad, because I'm like, you're making it work your way, but you're making it sound like it was all part of your plan, which is good to be cocky, but it's the way he just makes it sound in the video. I'm just like, it could go either way. It could go either way.
Yeah.
And that's just the beauty of pro wrestling, because
Yeah.
what's truth and what's a lie? What's fiction, what's not? One speaks in riddles, one speaks in rhymes. Ooh, who's it gonna be? I don't know who has the tea.
Nice jingle. That's one. Two. Also, a Grande Americano. Quick side comment. Please be careful wherever you drop your ladders, because sometimes it could break some eggs. If you know, you know. Because you're saying, a Grande Americano, Andrade, please heal up. Hopefully your huevos are good. Because I keep seeing that clip on my timeline. That ladder dropping on the balls. I feel pain. I see pain. I feel pain.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Oh, and also he retweeted that shit too with an angry face and an egg emoji. I was laughing. Captain Kelly also showing her emotions about R-Truth's return. So it's kind of, they're all playing it very well on the aspect of he got released or not. So either way, yay, fun. Yeah, thank you.
And I mean, hey, at least Andrade didn't get his nuts stapled.
Yeah,
unlike
that is very true.
AEW with
or their tongue.
That spot still kills me thinking about it. Oh man, but yeah, we're just rambling right now, everybody. We're gonna go ahead and end the show here. So thank you once again, as always, for taking time out of your day to listen to the Weebs of the Ring podcast. If you enjoyed what we had to say, there are a plethora of handles right down there in the yellow part of your screen. There is at Animal We Studio, our parent company, at Drop This Box. That is the genius of the mat. Up to my left, you have at Legendy Vash, which is the man right to my right side shoulder. Then, of course, there's at Watkins MW, where you can hear me ramble or bitch and moan about life and all that stuff. But also, there's also the at of Weebs of the Ring and the hashtag of Weebs of the Ring. Great uses of your time and your social media to use that hashtag to join in on the conversation and to engage with us, so that we can have a nice fun conversation and not be tribalistic assholes like out there on the internet. And of course, to always take anything you hear from the dirt seats with the biggest grains of salt that you can fit into the palm of your hand. Make sure you protect yourself and your sanity, and also give us feedback, because hey, we love doing this show. We enjoy doing it every single time we come on live. We would love to hear just some feedback from you guys. If there's anything you guys want to see more of, or just improvements to the show that you guys want to see, because we are nothing without you guys tuning in, and we want to continue making our product even bigger and better than ever before. Weebs of the Ring is presented by Anime We Studio. Thanks, of course, to our production team for all of the hard work that they put in every single day when we do a show. Thank you once again. And remember, as always, no stunt grannies were harmed in the recording of this podcast. Have a good night. Have a good Sunday. The end of the weekend is almost here, and we are almost to Monday Night Raw, when maybe we'll get a cash in. Stay tuned, everybody, and we'll see you on Monday.
You got the truth.
See you guys.